Okay, my name's Nishi2. I graduated from the college in 2007, and I currently work for Soros Fund Management in New York as an equity research analyst. So socially responsible investment is a very broad term. A lot of the companies I look at are in the alternative energy space, and in my mind I think sort of the direction that that's taking is that without the investment on the private side, regulatory requirements only go so far to increase adoption of alternative energies. So by investing in them, I think that is what will stimulate the demand for it, and also stimulate the growth of companies that can then, at a much larger scale, start to impact in very positive ways sustainability issues. So scarcity of energy resources, dependence on oil and fossil fuels, renewable energies, but then smart grid technologies, and also efficient uses of water. So it's a pretty broad area of research, but it's very interesting to me, and something I hope to continue working with. So my career is not focused on a single discipline or a single sector, as is the case in the equity markets. It's very interdisciplinary by nature, and I think studying PPE makes you think in a way that lets you tie together things thematically across various disciplines, as opposed to looking at various subjects, or in my case sectors, sort of siloed or isolated from one another. And just the way the markets work, the way business works, things are very interconnected, whether it's companies' relationships with each other, or whether it's the way a political event or a regulatory change can affect companies differently. And you can't have a mentality where you look at things in isolation. I think PPE cultivates that kind of thinking, where you're a lot more adaptable to looking at things in a very more creative way. I work in a financial company, and I think a lot of people come to those roles from majoring in finance or studying business undergraduate, and that was a way in which I had a very non-traditional background. I think having a non-traditional background made me actually more attractive to my employer, and I also think that while it was a big challenge for me to learn a lot of the concepts that a lot of people come to my kind of job sort of already knowing, in terms of finance, accounting, everything like that, it isn't something that's unteachable. I think the things that are unteachable are sort of the ways of thinking that a liberal arts or even a PPE background can give you. For my thesis, I wrote about the political and social implications of architecture, and specifically the architecture of Boathouse Row. So that was significant to me because not only was I a PPE major, but I also was an architecture minor, and I was on the women's crew team. So it was a really great way to tie together all of these things. Just my senior year, sort of a capstone to everything. And it was great that the department gave me the flexibility to look at something in depth that I really was interested in. So being back at Penn is great. I mean, as much as I love my job, there's a reason they say that Penn is the best 4 years of your life. It really is. There's really nothing like it.